Hi, this is Amy, and I'm here to talk to you today about moving your email from Outlook to Gmail. So this change will be happening in our district, Huntsville ISD, this summer during the month of July, toward the end of July. We don't know an exact date yet, but it's upon us fast, and I don't want you to be left without your email. So let's look at how you're going to get your email after we switch from Outlook. So right now, my guess is that you use a client like this to access your Outlook email, or else maybe you go to the website and you log into a portal sort of like this. Well, after we make the switch, you'll notice that your email is not appearing in that portal anymore, and so this is how you get to it. So one way you can get to it is to go to the site that we see on the screen right here. This is how you'll get there. It's google.huntsville-isd.org. So when you go to this website, it's going to redirect to the home page, which will look like this. And this is our Google portal. So this is how we get to all of the different parts of our Google implementation. And you can see that there's a lot more there than just email. So when you get to this portal, you're going to see a login screen, and I'm going to flip over now to this email help page so I can show you what that will look like. If you choose to log in through the Google portal, you'll see a login screen that's green, that has the hornet at the top, that looks like this. You'll be asked for your username, and you'll notice that right underneath it says @huntsville-isd.org. So take note of that. Anytime you see the rest of your email address, your domain, printed beneath the username space, you don't have to type it. So if this person typed jsmith@huntsville-isd.org, he or she would not be able to get in. I want to show you another way, though, to log in, and this is a way that most people prefer. Most people just prefer to go to a Gmail interface wherever they find it on the internet and log in there. So let's look at how that would be. So in this window, I've just navigated to, let me show you this, gmail.com. And I'm going to hit enter or go, whatever your browser asks you for. And now I'm asked for a username and password, but if you'll notice, beneath the username box, I don't see @huntsville-isd.org. So if I have a Gmail address, I could log in with that here. Or if I have a Huntsville ISD address, I can log in with that here too. Let me show you. So now I'm able to sign in, even though this is a Gmail login, using my Huntsville ISD email address. It's very convenient. So now that I'm logged in using my Huntsville ISD email address, I need to know what to do. Like, how do I operate this Gmail? If you're already using Gmail for your personal life, then you probably have a great deal of familiarity with how this works. But if you haven't ever used it before, I don't want you to feel lost. One place that you can go for help is this link right here at the top. So let me remind you how I got here. I went to google.huntsville-isd.org, and then I clicked on the email link over here on the left-hand side. So here's some help right on the page with getting logged in, and then here's some help in a link right here. So let's go to this link and see what help is offered. So here's some good reasons to use Gmail. One of the reasons that our district needs Gmail is because we have a ton of space given to us for free. Now, this page refers to the consumer product where you still get a lot of space, but in our Huntsville ISD Gmail accounts, we get even more. If you'll notice in my account, you can see right down here, I have 25,600 megabytes. That's over 25 gigabytes of space. So it's a tremendous amount more than our current accounts and more than we could afford as a district if we were to purchase that space ourselves. And this is free to us because we're a part of education. So I'd like to show you this tips page right here. When you start to use Gmail, this is a good way to get used to it if you want to go through these little training sessions right here. Now when you come back to school, you will have some Gmail help from your district ITEX. But if you'd like to do it on your own, or if you don't want to wait for that, then you're free to go through all of this help documentation too. And it's really neat stuff. So I'm just going to show you a few things about getting started. And since in my Huntsville ISD account I don't have any content yet, I'm going to move over to my personal account so that I can show you what content looks like in the email. So you can see that I have my account all customized. I have a background added and all that. All of those types of settings are right over here inside the gear and settings. And so you can see I've got a theme applied to my email account, and you're free to do that too. So when I want to write an email, here's the button I use to do it. It's called Compose. So I'll touch the Compose button, and now, just like always, I can type my colleagues' email addresses right in here. So let's say that I want to email my technology director, Tracy. I can start typing her name, and I'll see it pop up right in the box. Now I type my subject right here, and I can type the message to her right down here. And then, of course, I just click Send right up here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and discard this message and look at how I deal with messages that I don't want or even that I think are junk right now. So let's say I got this message from my friend Anne, and I'm finished reading it. I've gotten all the content from it. My normal mode would be to delete this message. I don't need to go back to it again. But Gmail has sort of a different philosophy. They don't ask you to delete, they ask you to archive. So here's the archive button right here, and I want to show you what it does. So when I hit the archive button, it goes away out of my inbox into my big space of all email. This is important because as I go back to my all mail, I'm able to see every strand of a stream of a conversation. So I want to show you a conversation that's got multiple messages in it so I can explain how Conversation View works. It can be frustrating at first if you don't understand it, but it's really wonderful. So let's look at this message from Thomas Brawley at TCEA here from a group that I'm in. And I just opened it up, and let me point out to you that it says 3 out to the side. That means that there are 3 messages in this thread. There are 3 messages about this same subject, and Google has linked those all together for me. So when I open up this thread, I'm able to see that this message at the bottom is the most recent message, and I can move back in time and look at the messages in this thread. They're all about the same thing, so it makes sense for them to be grouped all together. If I want to forward this whole thread of messages, then I can do that right up here with Forward All, or I can forward just part of this message thread to someone else using the control right on the email itself. So if you don't like this threaded view, you can always go into your settings and turn it off, but I encourage you to give it a try. I think that you'll probably grow to like it. I want to show you a couple more things before we break today, and I'm not going to try to give you an entire Gmail training today via video, but I do want you to know enough to get started. So another thing that I can do that I find really convenient is to change the style of my inbox. So the default style of your inbox, I think, is going to be Priority Inbox, and this is actually my favorite also. I'm going to show you how your email inbox has been organized and how to change back to that in case you prefer it. So this is the classic view. And what the classic view does is put my most recent messages first, and it moves on down to my oldest messages. But I prefer Priority Inbox, and I want to show you why. What Priority Inbox does is attempt to separate the emails it thinks that I will think are important from emails that may be not necessarily spam, but more like junk. For example, here's an invitation for LinkedIn. Well, this is certainly not an email that I've been, waiting to arrive, that I need to use to do business today. So Gmail categorizes this as part of everything else, and it's right. If I want to take a message that's categorized as everything else and move it up to the important category, I can mark it as important, and here's the marker to do that right here. I also have a section in the middle which we're not seeing right now, which is called the starred section, and we don't see it because I don't have any messages starred right now. But if I want, I can star messages, and I can have those move to the center portion so that I can remember to keep track of them. Now, depending on your settings in your Gmail account, you also have multiple different stars so that as you click through, you can color code and change the star on this message. So for example, if I know that I need to get back to this and blue to me means get back to this, then I can make this blue, and maybe I also want to make this blue, and these messages as my screen refreshes will show up there in the middle. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea how to get started today. This is how you navigate to your contacts. If you have those contacts in your Outlook account, then they should already be moved over to your Gmail account. And I find very little reason to even navigate here and use the contacts, because as I email someone for the first time, that email address is automatically stored in my account. So you may find less of a reason to navigate over here and actually create a large set of contacts. Also, everyone inside our school district will automatically be added, so please don't worry about creating contacts for your principal or your team members, because those contacts will already be inside Gmail. So hopefully that gets you started today. If you have any feedback or need any help, I'll show you in another video how to get that. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Bye-bye.